Hey, I'm so glad you've made it to week 4 of What's Love Got to Do with It. We've been looking at a guy, his name is Paul, and he was a church planter, and he was a tent maker, and he wrote a lot of the New Testament in the Bible. And particularly, he wrote this chapter called 1 Corinthians 13. It's known as the love chapter of the Bible. And we're looking at these phrases, and each phrase tells us something to embrace about love and then something to resist about love. And so today we're looking at another description where Paul says this. He says, love does not insist on its own way. In other words, love isn't self-seeking. Or the way Eugene Peterson paraphrases it, says, love isn't always me first. As a matter of fact, it's about other people all the time. And so this is the opposite of what we learn in our own society, having it our way, doing life my way, getting things the way I want it and when I want it and how I want it. We demand our rights. We want things instantly. We want things now. And if we're honest, we're probably pretty selfish in almost every motivation in life. We just are. We've been taught that. And here Paul says, love, it's not self-seeking. It's not about me. It's about others. And I think one of the key tests for all of us to examine whether our love is self-seeking or not is to consider our excuses. Yeah, that's it. Excuses. See, love puts others first, which means we don't make excuses. What do I mean by that? Well, most of us are full of excuses. I don't know about you, but sometimes we may speak or at least think, well, I'm always first. I'm always the first one here and I'm the last one to leave. I'm the one who's always doing this work and nobody else seems to care. Nobody else. I'm the only one who always, or we say things like, I'm just too busy. I'm too overwhelmed. I'm too stressed. Or, you know what? I work hard. I deserve it. Those are all excuses that we make, sometimes to put ourselves before other people. And so listen, self-focus, selfishness is the antithesis to love. It just is. At the same time, the remedy for selfishness, I think, is love. Did you catch that? Like the antithesis of love is selfishness, but the remedy for selfishness is actually to love. Love is considerate of other people, always. To love means I lay down my own rights. It means I lay down my own expectations, our own recognition, and we put other people first. That's what love means. To love means to consider the needs and the interest of other people, sometimes even denying my own personal desires for the best outcomes of other people, not even my own. To love means that we publicly and we privately esteem others honorably, that we lift them up. It means that we do not think of ourselves better than other people. It means that we are approachable and not necessarily confrontational. Some of us have a lot of pride in our confrontational skills. And to love means that we care for each other. We attempt to restore people who have hit the bottom. Like that's what love means. And so maybe you're a little like me. And so a little vulnerability here on my part. I have a personality that really does consider other people first. I always have. And it's always been a tension of mine. And I care about other people's needs. I care about their feelings. I care about how they're doing in life. And I want them to be able to do better. I want to listen to them. I want to give. I want to do all these things. And I try really hard not to be selfish. I work really hard not to be self-seeking. And I've tried to be a good listener. And I've tried to help people who feel unnoticed and underappreciated. And yet about 15 years ago, I realized that this motivation for a long time in my own life to just put other people first all the time as often as I could was actually a dysfunction. Because I would put other people first wanting to meet my own needs of being liked, desired, wanted, appreciated, recognized. I realized my love this way was actually more self-seeking than I thought. And so often I would think I failed. I wasn't appreciated. I did this thing and nobody noticed. I would think I deserved better or nobody understood me. And you hear what's going on here. I would love people and then I would wonder all these things with me me in the middle of it. I would wonder why my hard work went unnoticed, and I would realize that my love was more self-seeking than I even wanted it to be. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not sure I've completely healed from this, but I'll tell you, I've been on a journey, and I've certainly learned that I'm very different today than I was 15 years ago. I had to have a heart shift, a mind shift that truly gave me the freedom to put other people first, genuinely and authentically. Selfless love does create better relationships. And selfless love creates a genuine concern for the needs and the desires of other people. And selfless love, it creates an attitude of empathy and understanding and compassion, and it helps to have deeper relationships. Selfless love is cultivated when a heart and a mind shift and move the focus off of myself and puts the focus on other people. It means that we have to put effort into trying to understand what somebody else is saying. It means that we have to put effort into trying to meet the needs without expecting anything ever in return. It's going to require humility and patience and a commitment, a desire to put other people first. And so I'm curious in your groups as you talk, what keeps you from really putting people first? Other people and their needs and their desires and their outcomes before your own? What keeps you from really loving this way? Loving in such a way that it's not self-seeking, rather it's self-life-giving. And so join your groups right now and have that conversation. And seriously, I'd love some feedback on what you decide is the best way to love and put other people first.